Bang, bang, ladies and gentlemen. We are now live in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all music and wrestling matters, Sportswire Radio. And we come back here, as I stated, with a bang, with a man who's got two big matches coming up with two familiar faces. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. One is no holds barred in a street fight, and the other one is with a guy that calls himself a psychotic freak and lives in an abandoned hospital. Oh, boy. We're going to be talking about this. You know, this man's got plenty of shots he's going to be firing. And especially if you're Mr. Robert Scott and that Cleveland Wrecking Crew. Especially if you're that psychotic freak and the debut match that he has in TPW is going up against that man. How about EPW? EPW, a lot to talk about there with this Mr. Bang Bang. And you know OPW championship gold lurks around the corner for a familiar championship that this man has had. And you know, in some ways, the cult is always watching. He's always said that. And the remnants of the cult continues to be here on Sportswire Radio. But it's been a minute since we've been here live in prime time on the brightest lights. In fact, the last time we were here live was a few days ago with a guy who calls himself an OGS, who was going to have, feudal warfare against some guy that took, his ex's ashes, who's no longer with us. And then the day after that, we were here with a guy that was literally, just less than 24 hours from, speaking with a guy that you may know as Tupac Shakur. And, was one of the last people to have met him. And you wonder, as we stated, how do we follow that up? Well, this man's going to do that. Trust me. We'll have the freak math later on to figure it out. But until then, let's start this weekend and show off in style on Sportswire Radio, the number one, the level radio station where all music and wrestling matters. So with without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one, sports show. A man is one of the premier promo artists around and is now one of the up-and-coming members of the EWA. Ladies and gentlemen, live it, love it, because his name is simply put, the infamous Killshot! Bang, bang! My friend, how are we doing?
We're recovering from rib issues, but couldn't be better.
Well, we'll see if you can continue to withhold those injuries, and you have a busy next few days. We're going to talk about that. Boy, you are getting shots fired at you from all over the place, from a psychotic freak, a man that was a Doberman in a Cleveland Wrecking Crew, into a guy that, he's been on top in EPW and certainly those people in OPW. But Killshot, for those that are listening and watching in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform, and you and the many companies you represent have certainly helped build Sportswire Radio, which got us to speak with that guy that was, well, one of the last people to have actually spoken with Tupac Shakur, set the tables for us. And what can we expect? First, this Sunday, live it, love it, no holds barred street fight. You and the two-time EWA heavyweight champion, Mr. Robert Scott.
Every time I hear his name, it just, God. Every time I hear his name, it just makes me want to cave his head into the concrete floor so badly. It will leave an imprint of this little fragile mentality. You think that little attack was something? You think me saving myself from a battle with you and your boys, thinking you can run from me? I'm telling you, you have to aim for the heart, because I'm tired of you and your little boys running around like you think you're some bad man.
But this is going to be a street fight. This is going to be no holds barred. And Robert Scott's the kind of man that'll do anything necessary, especially to show his Cleveland Wrecking Crew who's boss, especially this Sunday. This is basically, well, the tune-up to the biggest show in the EWA's history, No Boundaries, 2 weeks from this Sunday. You know that.
I've been jumped before. I've been up and down the streets. You know this.
Yes, sir.
You know my streets. You know what I'm like. I live for the street. I bleed for the streets. So this is nothing but in my wheelhouse. But yeah, knowing a New Yorker like homeboy, I know he lived for it too. I know being a New Yorker, this is what we do. So it don't matter if it's in the street, in the ring, or even in a barbed wire street fight.
Barbed wire street fight? You sure you want to do that, especially knowing that there's that Cleveland Wrecking Crew that's lurking? I mean, how are you going to combat that? We've talked about this on previous episodes.
I keep my head on a swivel. You can bring your boys, Rob, all you want. When we get out there, we get on the streets, this is the only thing that matters. I might be having messed up ribs right now. I might be taking painkillers to fight it. But I don't quit. Come Sunday, you're going to have to kill me. You're going to have to end me. You're going to have to try your best to beat me, put me down. Because I'm not going to stop fighting. Because I live for one thing. When my boss told me to walk up and show up into this battle, when he told me to put my all into it, I told my boss, you give me the paper and I'll sign it.
You did. You did say that was also something that you spoke about here on Sportswire Radio. But, you're getting it from all cylinders. You've got this to deal with. Then you've got this guy, which I'm going to get to shortly in a little while. That's this psychotic freak who lives in an abandoned hospital. You've got Elliot Creed, a man that certainly you've got some issues with. And then you got OPW. I mean, how are you going to focus on all this stuff? And there it is. There's the footage that everybody's been talking about for weeks now on Sportswire Radio. And there is Mr. Robert Scott, the former two-time EWA heavyweight champion, the legendary Mr. Robert Scott.
He wants to put his nose in my business. You couldn't, old timer, you couldn't just let me do what I want. What? You're afraid of the newcomer? You were scared of the newcomer showing up and putting his mark on what? It's the big dog afraid of a new challenge?
Wait a minute. Are you saying that Mr. Robert Scott is afraid of someone who's younger and quicker than him? Is that what you're trying to tell us right now? I mean, he is the veteran, former world champion.
He can be a veteran all he wants, but you got to realize your time is up. I'm coming here to fight for what
But even after what we just saw just now, and there's been other footage out there, well, you certainly having to deal with him in this Cleveland Wrecking Crew.
They call himself the Cleveland Wrecking Crew, but let me explain to me. Robert, how can you call yourself a member of the Cleveland Wrecking Crew and you're not even from Cleveland? How? You're not from my state? You're not from my home? You don't know what it's like to be a part of Cleveland, being a part of Ohio, being a part of this issue. But nah, I might say I'm from Cleveland, but that's the difference. I'm all around the world. I'm well known. You ask about me, they'll tell you about me.
Oh, we've known you for a long time on this platform. You've been a staple over the past year on Sportswire. But to go back to your point about Mr. Robert Scott, he is from Cleveland. Even though he may not be from Cleveland, he is from Cleveland because he's got friends, very powerful friends, in Carlos Jackson and DJ Storm. And that's why he can claim he's from Cleveland, because he's got a wrecking crew that he's helped and propelled them to where they both could have championship gold here in a matter of days.
It's cute. You say that he has powerful men, but it shows me, where will your boys be come the street fight? Where will your boys be come that day? You need your boys to keep you safe? What, you can't fight your own battles on your own? That's how we are now, Rob. You can't put your own hands up and fight like a man. You hide behind your two little lackeys.
Well, Johnny Velocity, I'm going to break it here. He's on Sportswire next Friday, and he's going to have a lot to say about especially one of those Cleveland Wrecking Crew members, DJ Storm. So he's going to have plenty to say about that. So I know Johnny Velocity is going to be one friend that's going to be rooting for you, I'm sure, coming up here this Sunday.
Hey, if a lot of city, I'm going to keep my eyes up for you, man. Check his head off.
Yeah.
Show him who we are. But back to you, Rob. It don't matter if you bring DJ, bring Carlos, bring the man that you even called that little mystery opponent. Don't like I didn't catch that. You can call anybody you want. You can bring anybody you want. But at the end of the day, it's me and you. Come Sunday, it's going to be me and you in that street, on that pavement, on that concrete, bleeding blood, sweat, and tears. Fighting like real men should.
Well, you say a lot there. You say a lot. And if you are here before I get to somebody in particular, do me a favor, hit that sub button for the EWA on YouTube. So you better live it, love it. And the EWA just surpassed 200 subscribers, and they're on their way to 210. So do me a favor. I see a bunch of people here. Hit that sub button. But, you spoke a lot about the man from my state, although a different part of the state, I want to point that out, and Mr. Robert Scott. And he tells you this, something you don't know, is my bags are packed. The U-Haul is loaded. I have just purchased an apartment in Geneva, Ohio. Whoa! Whoa!
Purchasing an apartment in Geneva, Ohio, right? You really
doesn't it?
want to call yourself an OHIO, bleed black and brown. Now, don't that sound like somebody I've been around with before that claims that they moved here just to be here? You can move here all you want. You can be an Ohioan all you want, but you don't know the blood I bleed for this city. I bleed for Cleveland. I bleed for Ohio. I bleed for EWA. Ever since I stepped in the fucking door, I did what I told you I was going to do. I made a name for myself. I didn't give a damn. I didn't give a crap.
Listen, you have earned a lot of respect from a lot of people, but, Killshot, I love you. You have been a staple on this platform for a year. You're Mr. Bang Bang. You've been here, 4 times in a span of 2 weeks. But this has to be the biggest match of your career. I know you've been in a lot of battles in your life, inside and outside this ring and outside this promo wrestling world that you have been such a force in, but this has to be the biggest match of your career this Sunday, and I hope that you're prepared.
Prepare for a battle that's unpreparable.
Yeah.
That's the task. How can you prepare for something that's unpreparable? How can you prepare for a match that's unthinkable? You can't. When you're in the streets, you gotta always fight. You gotta always do what you gotta do. You
Do you
can't
think that
prepare for
Robert
it.
Scott is not as street savvy as you? You think that he doesn't have the street toughness or the street savvy that you carry all your life in the mean streets of Cleveland? You think that maybe that's something you have an advantage over Mr. Robert Scott?
I'm gonna say this. I can't tell you that. I don't know that, man. We're just getting in the ring for the first time. Well, hands on hands, actually, because I've been in the ring before. But
Yes,
only getting
yeah,
my
yeah.
hands on him.
I got your point. I got your
I
point.
don't know much about men hands on hand, but I know that man can do what a lot of people say they couldn't do. I'm doing what a lot of people say I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't have stepped up to Cleveland Rec Crew. I shouldn't have put my hand out. I should have just stayed back in the locker room.
I said it. Listen, after your match that we just showed, I had said at the time you should have just walked out and moved on. And I think maybe you would have avoided this problem with Mr. Robert Scott in particular. You just should have moved on. This is just what? You've been in the business now, what, in what, 2 months now, give or take? I mean, so the move would have just been win your match and go on to the back. And then that would have been it.
There's something I live for, and he might not be from Cleveland, but there's something that a rapper used to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
There's one song, Eminem.
Yeah,
you only get one
I
shot.
get him on Sportswire soon. We just had on the man that produced for Tupac and Dr. Dre. So I'm just gonna put that out there. I think my street cred's pretty good right now. Just saying.
He's from Detroit.
Yeah,
you only get one shot. Don't throw it.
Just to get under your skin a little bit, he wants to say he bleeds those Bengals colors. And guess what? Joe Burrow's coming back this weekend. He's coming back. And who knows? Robert Scott, just like Joe Burrow, could have some touchdowns in that shoulder, in that cannon. And who knows? Just like Joe Burrow last year, what he did for the Bengals, the last 6 weeks of the season, maybe Robert Scott's going to do that here for the EWA these next big 2 shows. And put the EWA in heights it's never been before, just like Joe Burrow.
Now, okay, you might bleed the Bengals colors. Congratulations.
Yeah, he don't want to be a Bills fan, especially after what
But-
Josh Allen went through yesterday.
That's one thing. Bleeding for the team. Congratulations. I don't care what color you bleed. I don't give a crap what color your blood is. The only thing I care about is the fight. I bleed for the fight. I'm hungry for the fight. I'm hungry for the war. I'm hungry for everything. Not just a team. That's what people think I'm doing this for. Just because I'm from Ohio? No. Those 3 letters right there. EWA. Live it, love it.
You damn straight.
That's a motto I live by. That's a motto I've been living by.
They gave you a chance. Hubie gave you a chance. And he gave you this opportunity. We know Hubie's history with Mr. Robert Scott. And you're fighting not just for you, but you could say a lot about Mr. Robert Scott. And apparently, I have received word, Mr. Killshot, there is somebody here right now that wants to have a chat with you for a few minutes on some of these things that you said. Now, would you be so kind in allowing me to grant my screen over to you and potentially introduce this individual to you, sir? Yeah? You okay with it? Ladies and gentlemen, for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, boy, tonight, buckle your seatbelt. Oh my God! It's the 2-time EWA heavyweight champion, the legendary Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer, Mr. Robert Scott, and Geneva, Ohio's newest resident, who's here, and to quote Twisted Sister, he's not going to take it anymore when it comes to the infamous Killshot.
Io timer.
Ooh.
Keep talking.
That's all I live.
Because it's come down to this, Killshot. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to scream. What I need to say, I'm going to say on Sunday. Call me the old man. Hey, you know what? I've earned that badge of honor. And you're talking about this and that. You know what? I don't need that mystery of partner. That wasn't ever a mystery partner. But you know what? I'm going to give this young lion his due. I'll give him maybe half an ounce of respect. But realize I've fought before. You think I've got these hands, these mussed up hands from doing dishes?
Oh,
Do you realize I'm going to tape these bad boys up? And I don't care if I break them. I don't care if I break ribs of my own. I don't care. But I will tell you, you keep complaining about the pain meds. Put it this way, after Sunday, let's add a couple more pain meds to your repertoire. Because I have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
You want to start complaining about these, right?
I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you the way it is.
Don't need them.
Good.
Because again, I don't care how many broken bones I have. I don't give a crap how many times you break me, you bleed me, you cut me. You going to kill me, overtimer.
No, I'm not going to kill you. I'm just going to leave you laying.
you're not going to kill
Because
him.
if I kill you, then I'm going to be behind steel bars. And you know what?
You won't be
I
able to
don't wanna
watch
be
those
back
Bengals.
there.
You won't be able to watch Joe Burrow on those Bengals.
That's right.
Killshot, are you sure you're ready for this?
Huge.
We're coming now. We're less than 48 hours away from the biggest fight of your life against a man that he wants to beat you within an inch of your life, and he won't kill you because not just your name is Killshot, but because he doesn't want to watch the rest of his life behind bars, and he wants you to suffer for the rest of your life instead. One man here right now watching this who lives in an abandoned hospital and lives in a prison jumpsuit, and he's taking notes from what Robert Scott is saying here tonight on Sportzwire Radio. Boy, the tables have turned.
You know, I'm not a big fan of clowns, but this psycho clown that I'm hearing about, he's kind of he's kind of got a new fan, put it that way.
Oh, well, he's going to be talked about here in about 10 minutes. He's going to be a big topic shortly because he seems to be certainly a fan of yours. He's here in this chat, and I've noticed he's been taking some notes on some of the things you've been saying of late, Mr. Scott, about this Bang Bang Killshot diet. I just hope that Killshot knows what he's in for. I said this here in previous episodes, and I say this now that we're less than 48 hours now. And Mr. Scott, I also want to remind you that Johnny Velocity's here next Friday night, and I'm going to be speaking a lot about Killshot, especially because of DJ Storm. He's going to be in action with Mr. Johnny Velocity, and I know that this is going to be a big topic then as well.
It seems we're all on our own path. It seems that we have our people behind us. We have fans around the world.
We do have a lot of fans here tonight. We do. We have fans. We appreciate the fans.
But that's the thing about Robert. Why do you really do this? What is the real goal here?
He's a 23-year veteran in this sport. He's a legend. He's been in locker rooms with legends in this sport that
That's
you
not
know.
what I'm asking. I know you're a world champion. I'm not here to talk about championships. I'm not asking what do you do it for? Why do you do it? Because I know
Why do I do it? Why do I do it? Because if this wasn't my outlet, I'd be working on a chain gang for some prison.
Oh my God, boy! That reminds me. There was a famous song from Skid Row, "Living on a Chain Gang," and while Mr. Robert Scott would be that, and the famous line of that song, Sebastian Bach goes, "Turn on the TV, I've got no place to go," and he talks about Skid Row and living on a chain gang, and I guess what Mr. Robert Scott would be. Who would have guessed?
I want to know why I do this, Robert. I remember you talking about wrestling. No disrespect. Respect to your mother. Because she raised the right man. She raised a man that became a 2-time EWA world champion. And I'm going to tell him, you're doing great. But you know why I do this, Robert?
I'm listening.
These two women right here. My mother and my sister. I lost both of them in 2008. When a lot of people told me I wouldn't have got here. When they told me I wouldn't have done a lot of stuff in Cleveland. When they told me I would never amount to anything besides being somebody's waste of space. These two women right here was the reason I did this. The reason I bled and walked up and down dreaming of being a wrestler. Now that I have the opportunity for it, I'm not going to throw it away. No, I don't care how many times I get beat down. It's not how many times you get hit. It's how many times you can get back up and fight once again. So, Robert, look me dead in the eyes when I tell you this. Come Sunday, I don't fight just for one person. I fight for two. Two beautiful people.
Well, let me put you in a little secret, okay? You wanted to dig up something. You talked about my mom. You talked about my dad, that they raised a man, okay? The first nail that was put in that coffin was when I put my dad. My dad was buried in 21. There was still a little good left in me. But when that sweet lady died in July of 24, all that was good in me was buried with her. So what am I fighting for? I'm fighting for myself because I'm all I got. You know, people have called me, have texted me ever since that last blow up with that guy out of Buffalo.
Certain individual, yeah, obviously. Yeah, certain individual.
And, you know, I've had former managers say, I have not seen that look in your eye in a few years.
Same here. And it obviously led to the decision that Hubie had made for no boundaries. And obviously, it was what it was.
Exactly. And I can deal with that.
Obviously.
But here's the thing. The glimmer of goodness that would have been there on Sunday, because I was going to have a certain young lady in my corner to escort me out. I told her, you need to stay home because Dad's going to do something that I'm not going to have any regrets. She's usually my calming influence. She can calm me down. But I asked her, you know what? I begged her to let Dad do this on his own. And she says, it's all on you, Dad. I understand what you got to do. Just don't end up in jail.
Oh, there it goes with that reference again. Chain gang, behind bars, jail. Listen, Killshot, I hope you know what you're in for. Mr. Scott, I know you said it at the very beginning about 10 minutes ago. You're not here for much more talking. So I want to give you the opportunity. Do you have any final words for Killshot? Maybe it'll be your most infamous final words to date here on Sportswire Radio.
You know, you brought up a good band. You know, you and I both know, Tom, we both have a love of music.
Absolutely. I mean,
and
who comes on? By the way, spoiler alert, when you see who comes on here Monday night, let's just say that it's going to be one of those moments you're going to be like, I better tune in. That's all I'm going to say.
And you brought up a good band with Skid Row.
Oh, yes. Yes, we actually know the manager of Skid Row, Mr. Snake Sabo himself, who's in the guitarist of the band. Go ahead.
There's a song that Mr. Bach wrote that I've been listening to a lot lately.
Yeah, I think I know.
Called 18 in Life.
I knew you were going there. Their biggest hit.
And it's just, put it this way. In other words, after Sunday, I will remember you.
Oh!
Because
we will remember you.
Win, lose, or the ambulance takes one of us out, people are going to say, you know what? Mr. Scott said what he was going to do. He did what he was going to do. And if I come out as a winner, I get that big payday. Good. If I don't, what's one more scar to my body? What's one more broken bone?
After what you went through, after what you just told us tonight about what you had to win through, Mr. Robert Scott, with your dad at 21, your mother, God rest her soul, last year, that's fresh in your mind 16 months ago. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter what you're going to go through. Boy,
I'm put it this way, I'm numb inside. Outside that ring, I'm numb. I have nightmares.
You are,
but I'm going to bring you into my nightmare come Sunday. You're going to see what I've been going through for the past 16 months, nightmare-wise. Feeling like I'm still walking down that hall, that hospital, can't find my way out. You're going to know what it's like, because you're not going to be able to see the light of day. Guaranteed.
Oh, my.
And there's that favorite word I like to use, guaranteed.
He's done that before. He's been successful on those. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, this is exactly why you need to follow the EWA and hit that sub button for me, because this is where you're going to watch coverage of this match this coming Sunday between Killshot and Mr. Robert Scott. And it could be the most infamous one of the life of Killshot. That's why you need to hit that sub button for me and love it.
And one more thing, Tom. I'm dedicating this in memory of the original Texas Bronco, Terry Funk.
Oh, you have talked about him on previous episodes. You have told me about him. And Mr. Robert Scott, I will remember this, and I will remember to talk about this next Friday night with Johnny Velocity, a man that I know you're going to be tuning into that one with a very, very vested interest because of certainly Mr. Storm and what awaits him with that Velocity guy, and he'll be here next Friday night. So I will certainly remember this and remind Mr. Velocity of what you've said.
Yeah, my thing is with Velocity, and he knows this, and I know it, there's mutual respect there. But outside that ring, there's the mutual respect. But inside that ring, if he's trying to go after something that belongs to us, gloves are off.
Well, you know what? I think that this point, tonight's episode, I'm just going to warn the chat, the theme is the gloves are going to come off. Just trust me on that.
Exactly.
Mr. Scott, yours are already off, and I got that about those bare hands. Yeah, you definitely didn't earn those hands from doing the dishes. That's for sure.
No.
You've definitely given a few knuckle sandwiches. And the way my mouth feels right now, after biting my tongue, I don't want to be in the middle of your knuckle sandwich. And the person that's going to come on here Monday, let's just say, yeah, it's going to be one of those moments we're going to remember a long time on Sportswire. And I do want to say hello to Sean Jovi, who's here Sunday night. But Mr. Scott, I know you're a busy man. Enjoy, obviously, the friendly confines of Geneva, Ohio. And for you, go Bengals. And we'll see you here, I'm sure, next week.
Yes.
All right. That was Mr. Robert Scott and Killshot tonight. It's definitely going to be one of those we're going to remember for a very long time. And I hope for your sake that you'll get what you want, I suppose, Yeah, tough one. I know. Obviously, people. It's going to be a match that a lot of people are very excited about. There's no question that is going to be the theme, and we want to thank the EWA and please live and love it and follow the EWA. But speaking of people that was just brought up, another guy that lives in an abandoned prison and he walks around with a jumpsuit, and apparently he's also on your mind, because you're going to be facing him real soon. And boy, everyone's talking about him. He's the newest member of TPW. And let's just say tonight, he hasn't been much on your side or anything. I'm talking about that freak math, the psychotic freak. And he's basically said here right now, just as a pre-warning, preliminary shot, the only way you're going to be remembered after Sunday is if you were shot down, and you can fill in the blanks. But what do you think about what you have to deal with in TPW with, this psychotic freak?
You wouldn't be the first person I've faced that calls himself a psychotic freak. You don't know. I've been to an asylum. I've walked into the asylum. I live with voices in my head daily. Tom, you remember my little brother Ace? You remember my brother
Yes.
King? You remember my little brother? You can live in an asylum all you want. You can live in an abandoned hospital all.
He's outside of that right now. I've never seen anything like this. Listen, you've been coming on here a while, and we have Rocky coming on here in 2 weeks to announce the newest member of the TPW Hall of Fame. But this guy's come in here. I mean, he literally is doing this on site, and he's methodical. He's used the freak man. I mean, this guy, I know him a long time. I've seen what this man has done in previous organizations he represented. And he's methodically playing you at your game, it seems.
I know what he wants. He wants
You
to
do?
and he wants me to snap. He wants me to go to that darkness. He wants me to bring that
Maybe.
darkness out. But that's the thing. You can Steiner Mac me all you want. You can play the mind games all you want. I've walked with the devil. I've ate the devil. I am the son of the Antichrist. So, you think you're psychotic? Rob, before I do say this, please cover your child's ear, because I don't want her to hear this. Bitch, I live for the psychotic.
You do. You live for now. Obviously, he had a few comments, and before I do anything else, I do want to say hello to everybody out there. And he wanted to say he's much worse than Mr. Robert Scott. He's not even a clown, and he also has experience in escaping prison. I want to point that out. And he wants to also remind you that Cleveland is the superior Ohio city. And he also wants to point out, with all your injuries, you stand no chance this Sunday. The freak myth backs it up. You know, I have to ask you this question. And obviously, I know you're dealing with a lot tonight. I can see that. But if you had anything you wanted to say directly to this psychotic freak who you're meeting for the first time, it seems, in TPW, what would that be?
Simple as this. Bring your math. Bring your voices. Bring your home. Remember, you're in my home.
You say that. Now you say
you're
that.
In my company. You're in a company I bled for. And I still believe for TPW has had my name in this business since I joined. Ask anybody in TPW and they will tell you. I might not be the fan favorite, but I bled and I made my mark in TPW. So you're just another newcomer stepping in the promoing ring outside of a wrestling ring. You wouldn't be the first, and by God as my witness, you won't be the last.
Yeah. Just another day at the office for you, right? Just another day at the office, and obviously that's why you are who you are.
Like, Rob makes guarantees. I'm always going to say this. Come Sunday, survive if I let you. And that's not a spoiler. That's a kill shot.
Oh! You say those things with certainty, and I know you are never at a loss of words, but I did say that we're going to remember this show tonight. We are going to remember it. And apparently, I have received word that there is another individual here that seems to have some sort of issue with you, and I have been instructed specifically to give this person the opportunity to speak with you. And I'm going to do that right now because for those that are listening and watching in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage. Oh my God! He's here! He's here!
Hello, Killshot.
Like one of my friends used to say his name and he appears.
Listen, Killshot, I'm going to bring you into the morgue this week. Many people keep the morgue. And let me tell you who I really am. I am a former LBYW US champion, a former LBYW tag team champion, a former two-time LBYW interstate champion. And judging by the silence in the TPW locker room, no one knows who you are.
And also, by the way, you were a part of, figuratively and literally, the tallest tag team in BYW history. BYW history.
Not even LBYW, BYW.
Yeah.
So, are we going to sit here and mention championships, or are we just going to...
No, I'm just telling you my credentials and who I actually am.
He's saying that he's been in the ring before you are. He's saying that he's been doing this way before you decided to step foot. And for him, this is a day in the office.
Oh, so if you want to do this, okay, let's go down. Former CPF middleweight champion. Former two-time CPF trios champion.
Okay.
Former TPW's United States champion. Former Intensity and No Tomorrow champion. And former three-time OPW's network champion, two-time OPW's Ironheart champion, current Ring of Titans United States champion, current Ring of Titans tag team champion, soon to be Ring of Titans world champion, two-time undisputed champion. I've held more titles in the promo and game than you ever had held in your own mind.
So, here's the thing. I called the Reapers this afternoon. They wanted me to talk to you about. They wanted me to talk to them about you. They don't see you as a threat. So I don't need their help.
They don't?
Because you're below me. Okay. And the Reapers, they don't like you. That's what they say.
Have to like me. I'm not doing this for likes.
You said you bleed for your city. I learned it's not worth it to bleed for your city. It is easier.
You have said you hate North Dakota now. You have said that you hate the fans and that you do not have any sympathy for them at all.
Yeah, it's not worth it to fight for the hometown fans. They don't care, Killshot. They don't care.
Ooh.
I'm going to tell you. Only thing I give a fuck about is this. These are the only people I need. These are the only people I ever cared for. My city, I bleed for. But these are my real fans. The people in here. The people I live for. Without these, you will see another side of me that you never want to see. So I'm not going to talk too much about everything we do. I'm just going to leave this for Sunday because I'm going to give you a little piece of advice.
Okay.
Bring your little math. Bring everything you do. But no. Look me in the eyes when I tell you this, kid.
Yeah, okay.
You might be a veteran in the wrestling game. But in the promo game, I'll run the promo game.
I don't know. Mr. Freak, you have been quite a topic. I have heard from people that they were very impressed with those hype match promos you had. Very impressed. And it seems like people seem to like them.
Yeah. You know, Freak Math has officially gone global. I said this last time when
previous episode of Sportswire, you have become a staple on Sportswire now.
Last time when I was on with Comatose, I told you Freak Math is going global.
And Comatose is very quiet tonight. He's silent, radio silent from Comatose.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. He doesn't want to deal with me anymore. But Comatose is another topic for another day. Okay?
My boy right now, he don't need to be speaking of. My boy,
he's got problems in the Enterprise right now. He got a lot of problems in there.
My boy is taking care of his own business.
Duly noted.
Yeah. Another day, another topic for another day. But as for you, Killshot, when it comes to our match, you won't be standing. You won't be living because the darkness will take you. I've had those voices in my head. Let me tell you, it is much easier to overcome them than you think. I'm a little more lucid than I once was. You remember, Tom, how crazy I was. I couldn't think straight.
I've seen it here in previous episodes in over the years. I mean, listen, you have been. I used to laugh. We couldn't stop you laughing in previous episodes in years past.
Now that I can think, I'm much more dangerous than I ever was. I have hit people with light tubes. I've been put through tables.
And the doctors even told you to stop competing, and you didn't listen to them. And not only did you not listen to them, you viscerally assaulted your opponent.
Well, to be fair, Justice deserved what was coming to her, okay? She deserved everything. You might say, well, you walked out of war. She wouldn't take me in, okay?
I know. It was a big topic on previous episodes.
Killshot. Listen to me clear, okay? You're not going to survive. You might as well call this an asylum match because my asylum is going to claim you and you're not going to be breathing after next week.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Listen, Mr. Freak, I know you're a very busy man, and I do want to point out, if you are on Instagram, go give this man a follow. Give this man a follow because we don't want him coming after you. And I've seen this man break into people's homes. I've seen him do a lot of things that normal men would be, they wouldn't do. They wouldn't want to break the law. But this man, for him, it's almost a day in the office. It's a day of walk in the park and hit the sub button for his company, LBYW, because you don't want those Reapers to come after you and everybody else. But, you know, Mr. Freak, do you have any final words maybe you want to say to Mr. Killshot, Mr. Bang Bang himself?
The darkness has claimed me, Killshot, and the darkness will claim you too. I breathe it in like oxygen, just like I said earlier this afternoon.
You did.
And
I shared that promo to make sure I would not be a victim of your next promo. I made sure to share that on my Instagram story.
And Killshot, as he said, I'm known to break into people's homes. I broke into the Wilshires' home numerous times.
Right here on Sportswire, this guy has done it.
I have to. I'll walk my ass down to Cleveland and break in your home just to make another example.
Oh. And what's the freak math of you beating Killshot? I mean, we know the numbers.
Here is for all the dummies at home that couldn't understand it. It's quite simple. Next week, at best, Killshot has a 10% chance. That building that you saw in the promo, that knocks off 60% chance of him winning. So that brings your odds to a negative 50% chance. But then you decided to wear a straitjacket. That's another 20% off that you knock off. Now you're standing at a negative 70% chance. But then we take it back that you're going to be in a hardcore match on Sunday. That's another 200% chance that you're going to not even. So we're standing at a negative 270% chance at winning. That takes me to a 1,200% chance at winning this match. The math is simple, Killshot. Freak math has gone global.
Whoa! Global! Global! Boy, I tell you what, I cannot wait to see what happens between you two, and I am very excited about that. I know Rocky is going to be certainly hearing a lot about this when he's here in 2 weeks, and I hope everybody follows you on Instagram to avoid that freak math and those Reapers and obviously a Killshot. Yes, I see you. You want to say something before Mr. Freak leaves? Oh my God! Okay, I think I got the point, Mr. Freak. We'll see you soon on Sportswire because Comatose's radio is silent, and I think Killshot's got plenty of other things to worry about. And thank you, and that freak math continues to be spotted on. We hope that you can certainly make math great again.
Yes, make math great again.
There we go. That is the Psychotic Freak, the newest member of TPW, who is going to be in action this coming weekend with Killshot. But Killshot, you certainly are going through a lot tonight. Like I said, you will remember this episode for a long time. And I mean, you know, I hope you'll be able to compose yourself because, you know, you and EPW have some stuff we also got to talk about. And in the EPW world.
Elliot Creed.
Uh-oh.
Elliot.
That's a man we've talked a lot about on Sportswire. Oh.
Welcome. We finally got our hands together. The last time we've ever been in the ring together, Elliot, was CPF. For the old CPF World Championship. Now, we're going one-on-one. And I told you then, I'm going to tell you now. I'm here.
Maybe here, Killshot, and I'm just going to say it, that there is someone else here that wants to have a chat with you about EPW, and I must bring this person up because, well, you'll definitely know who it is, and for those that are listening and watching here, the TPW United States champion and the man that has made himself quite a name on Sportswire the last week, the Don of Combat, the one and only Mr. AJ Harrison. And Mr. Harrison, I pass the baton to you because you have plenty to say, and I'm just not even going to get in the middle of it.
Well, I had to calm myself a little bit there, Tom. Respect for you. I figured I would behave myself.
Well, if it's Mr. Robert Scott, yeah, just
anyways,
it's all good. Trust me.
Yes.
Wink and a nod.
There's things that you and I can talk about off air.
We can. Yes.
However, now you know that this is a very special episode and a very special guest in Killshot when the TPW United States champion is taking his time, very precious time, to come on the show and discuss a few things, considering EPW is in the middle of, by far, the greatest pay-per-view in Sacrifice.
Yes.
I take everything. As a matter of fact, not only am I going to take everything, but there's a certain individual who absolutely killed it against Comatose. And then he comes into this triple threat. And when you watch his promos, he drops the ball. Killshot, I want to speak directly to you. Seem to have been going a little crazy. You seem like you got
He's had a tough night tonight. He's had a tough night.
It seems that way. So, when, not if, but when, I take everything from the devil, the so-called devil. We'll call him the devil.
Well, remember the cult with him. They have a lot of history together. Good point.
When I take everything from the devil and from Dario, you might want to consider joining me. I can help your career in many, many ways. See, Nathaniel has abandoned the cult. I would not do such a thing. I've kept my eye on you, and you got potential.
Another one wants to recruit me, right? Another one wants to try to claim me. Another one wants to...
You see, Killshot, there seems to be a misunderstanding. And there's another individual, if everybody's been paying attention, I've been on the phone with in a few of my promos. I don't need to claim people. I don't need to rule over people. My job isn't to do that. My job is to mentor and to help. See, I don't need to be the leader of anything. That's really not my place. My job is to make you better, because I know where you can be. I know just how good you are. I don't take my time and waste it. That is why I am here. If I was going to come on here and waste my time, it most certainly wouldn't be during the biggest triple threat in promo wrestling history.
One thing I tell a lot of people, time is money.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
I don't have a lot.
Absolutely.
And there's a good question being raised by Johnny Velocity. Why does Killshot have so many? Is this an episode of Kill Bill instead, rather than the infamous Killshot's return to Sportswire? I don't know why, but I mean, Killshot, with all due respect, I certainly like to look at Uma Thurman much more, but I mean,
Johnny, let me put it this way. I have a lot of enemies just because
not
I'm
my
more
words, but Mr. Freak
of-
wants to say it's your own fault.
I'm a lot of myself. A lot of people don't like to see me like this. They want me to mold to their beliefs. They want me to mold to the idea of something I'm not. A lot of people hate on a lot of people because of their beliefs. People are afraid of showing what they really are. People want to fit in, but I don't fit in. I'm known as, you could say, an outsider. You can say an unwanted. You can say an unhinged. You can say an unloved being. Because when you're in a cult, I was always what they needed to be. Now that I'm no longer a part of it, I'm a lost soul.
But, you know, obviously, I know, Mr. Harrison, you are a very busy man, and I won't hold you much tonight. And I know you'll be on here real soon, and Rocky's going to be here in 2 weeks, and I both are going to be a big topic. But I guess I did hear that maybe what you were trying to say to Killshot was maybe not become like that other guy who you tried to give some advice to last week on Sportswire Radio, and this guy, Dario Divine, who was once on top and, well, not so much right now.
You know, I gave the man advice, and he continues to be blind to it. Although I will say congratulations to Dario and Comatose both for pulling Jerry out of retirement.
You know what? I did see the promo that had that, and we actually talked about this. Maybe you should say you're welcome, because you talked a lot about Jerry last Friday on here.
Not only that, I would like to think that I played a very big part in pulling Jerry out of retirement.
You talked a lot about him, no question about it.
But however, it's not about that this week. You see, I came on here to personally appeal to Killshot, because Killshot, while you may be a lost soul, as you claim, you need to understand that there is always a home for you, and I will not abandon you. See, I make moves behind the scenes. I make moves everywhere I go. And while people may not understand it at that time, it's because they are not meant to. Now, this triple threat as sacrifice is a big, big payoff for me. There is nothing in this for me to help you. I want to help you out of the most, because I'm genuine, and because I know you got the potential. You and I, we've talked, and it's nice to see that you have taken some of my advice. But the one thing I do want to speak on, and I will quickly get off it, Tom, is I heard that you have yourself a match, I believe, this Sunday. And I want to make sure that you are going to go in there and you are going to win that match. And I don't want you to just win by the skin of your teeth. You see, because there was a lot of things said earlier that I won't touch on, but it caught my attention. And because it caught my attention, I need you to go in there and prove why you have the name Killshot. You go in there and you eviscerate your opponent. Because if you do not, you will be nothing more than his bitch.
Oh, or you could have said it, that the guy that you squared off with in TPW, a flower pot.
AJ, I'm going to say this now. As the co-owner of Elite Promo Wrestling.
Yes, yes, he is.
You focus on your company, and you stay out of my business when it comes to rubber.
Ooh, it's getting dicey on sport. Tonight, we will remember this episode. We will.
I will get back with you on that little deal.
Agreed.
those two ideas.
And if you are here, by the way, I would like to remind people, go hit the sub button for AJ Harrison on his YouTube, because you do not want to be in the middle of what this man. He is the Don of Combat for a reason, and he will be returning here on Sportswire real soon. And he, like our guest on Wednesday, Mr. Scott Gutierrez, who, by the way, was the man, well, behind the knobs when that guy Tupac had the last songs he ever recorded when he was alive. He also has an IMDb page, but check out Mr. Harrison on YouTube, and he is the Don of Combat for a reason, and he is the TPW United States champion, and also he has got some friends in high places that you may be seeing on Sportswire real soon. I was going to do the full, but bit my tongue, unfortunately, but that's a different show for a different time. But obviously wanted to plug you, Mr. Harrison, and anything else you'd like to say before we let Killshot have some final words? And
yeah, no, absolutely. So I just want to say this again. I didn't want to take up too much of anybody's time here, but again,
no, you're the Don of Combat. You're not taking up anybody's time. Considering this episode tonight, no, I think you fit in just fine.
Well, I would like to just say that I have a triple threat to prepare for. Killshot, I wanted to come and personally throw that offer to you. You focus on your match this Sunday, and
Champ to champ, real quick. We both got, well, you got a triple threat, and I have a fatal 4-way, no PW. Let's see who the better man walks out.
All right. Well, that's all the motivation I need. So I'm going to go and I'm going to do that. Killshot, you think about that offer, and my line's always open.
And we love the Don of Combat for that. Hit the sub button for him, and we'll see him soon on Sportswire Radio. Mr. Harrison, we want to thank you, and we'll see you in the coming week, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Thank you.
See you then.
Hey,
boy, Killshot, what an evening for you. I'm going to let you speak on OPW here in a few minutes and in the closing words, but I will say hello to some people. Torrance Banks wanted to say hello. Obviously, how you doing, Torrance? Also, Mr. Freak wants to say it is your own fault. And Nathaniel Rage is not here. That was the point of what AJ Harrison said. Now Johnny Velocity gets it. And also, yes, hi, Torrance. Nice to see our friend Torrance Banks. And also, that was a dumb thing to turn down, AJ. And Mr. Velocity wants to say the ROEW Prestige Champion. And big shout out to Johnny, because he will be in action tomorrow. He will be defending that Prestige Championship at the historic ROEW anniversary show. Please, everybody, go follow ROEW. They have been one of our biggest supporters, and I can't thank ROEW enough for everything they've done for us. But he'll be in action, but he also wants to say, if you need a hand, he'll be around.
That's...
Yeah, tough. I know. Good name, right? Good name. Good
that's a good idea, but
it's a good idea. It's a good one.
But the one thing about that is, I'll keep that in the back of my head.
You know what? And I would too. James Taylor wanted to say hello, which I have no idea what kind of that. What I don't know what that emoji was. Can anybody tell us what that emoji was? But that was
biting his nails, basically.
Oh well, I bit my tongue having a slice of pizza, and it's the worst feeling I've ever had because my mouth was like. I mean, I'm okay now, but I was sick for like 5 days, and I'm still getting over that. But yeah, we got that already. Who else is here in the chat? Oh, Hubie was here earlier. Philly Kills. There you go. Yes, thank you, Zilla. Management of LBYW wanted to say, which is what I was telling you, beware of him. He's a crafty fellow. She's crafty, or he's crafty. And to quote the Beastie Boys, there is James Taylor, who's, by the way, here on Thanksgiving, 6 days, so it makes his long way return to Sportswire. We mentioned this. That was the freak math. Thank you, James. How will we combat that? Well, simple. He won't. Hit the sub button for the EWA. We'd appreciate that. We got Robert. Hello to Doc Holliday. Congratulations to Gabe Sayers, won the All Wrestling Marriage Championship. And thank you, Doc. Who else we have here? Why would you want to bleed for your home? He talked about this earlier. He loves Cincinnati. And thank you, Mr. Cron, or Mr. Velocity now. It's kind of fun. We talked about that. And we got that Sean Jovi, who's here Sunday night between 9 and 9:30 Eastern time. Wanted to say hello. Thank you, Mr. Jovi. We'll have a major announcement during that show. AJ Harrison wanted to say next week the greatest football team to exist walks and beats Ohio State again. I think he's talking about Michigan, but Ohio State is worse than Michigan.
I'm gonna say this, AJ.
Do that.
You might say Michigan can beat Ohio State, but you forget when it comes to Ohio State, we bleed black and red. So it only time.
The red and black has been quite a topic. Well, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna bring out the wolf pack there for you too. But Michigan will dog walk Ohio State. Well, I mean, historically, Ohio State has beaten Michigan more, but I'm not getting in the middle of that, fellas. I'm not getting in the middle of that. I love both teams. Inside the ring, it's all business. There we go. And hit the sub button for LBYW so the freak mat doesn't come on us to tell us what we're going to be having to deal with. Come follow EPW. Yes, and I will plug EPW. Thank you very much for reminding me of that. Thank you to Mr. Harrison. You can do that right here. And if you want to join the EPW roster, who knows? Maybe the psychotic freak wants to join EPW also and cause Killshot some more commotions. I don't know. He may want to do that. But please follow EPW, and we would really appreciate that and support those who have supported us. And I appreciate that. So you've went through a lot. And I'm going to give you the opportunity for some final words. You can certainly tie in our friends in OPW who will be back on here at some point in whenever. I don't know when, but they'll be back. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to tie that in and anything else you want to say on a rather eventful episode we will remember for quite a while on Sportzwire Radio, I think. So, Killshot, I pass the baton to you, and you can certainly say whatever you want here in these final thoughts.
The three men I'm facing in a fatal four-way for the number one contender for my title. And I say my title because I'm synonymous with that title. I'm the first ever champion for the network title. So, Darkness, Punk, and a man I have more and more issues with. Worse than the newcomer in TPW.
Just call him the newcomer.
Let's say he can call himself a soul star, a man that's known as Viceroy, the alter ego of Soulstar. If you're looking for the match, it will go down a little bit farther down. Go right up a little bit more because it's right before we get to, where is it? I know it's the DT. Is it this one right here, the DTG? Nope, that's the one mic component.
Oh,
DTG.
No.
Yeah, that's JLC. Keep going.
I couldn't find it originally.
Yeah, nope, it's the JLC COD one. Go over there.
I can't click on it.
Why not? That's weird.
I can't click. I thought the same thing. I just can't click on it. There's nothing there to click.
That is weird though, because that is one of the matches.
There's usually the card. They give you the match card like with a bunch of slides, and I don't have it. I can go to Europe. I'll pull it from your page.
Gotcha. Because that's weird though. That's normally never done that.
Which one am I going?
Nope, that's the one TPW.
Yeah, I got that one. Yeah, I forgot about that.
The one right after that one. The red shirt.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, I know, Julia. Yeah, I saw this. Okay.
Yeah, that's the Jahil. No, that's the one I did with Jahil, but that's not the one I'm looking at. That's the red shirt.
Oh, yeah, I missed it. Boy. Yeah, it's been a long night. There you go.
There we go. That's the hype. And I think you click on I think I'm trying to show you. I'm trying to remember what page is on. But yeah, that's the hype for it.
Well, yeah, I just put it in the back, and we're not going to play it. But
But those three men, ladies and gentlemen, I say more gentlemen because I'm not going to play down these three men. I've been in the ring with each and every one of you before. More than likely, that goes to Darkness and Viceroy. But here comes the biggest task of me. Punk. A man I've never been in a ring with before, but I've seen before. A man that's well known in the promo game. Another veteran. U3. Come Saturday. November 22nd. You will see something you will never, ever forget. A man that has nothing to lose but everything to gain. My championship going on for it again. JLC I know you're watching too. Keep your head on the swivel, boy. Because at any point, any of us can come for him. I wish you all good luck. To my boy, AJ Harrison, good luck in your triple threat. To Elliot Creed, see you soon. To the psychotic Bork, bring your voices, I'll bring minds. And to Mr. Robert Scott, the old timer, I'll see you come Sunday. Yo, Hubie, we gonna live it. We gonna love it. We gonna be EWA. Bang!
Bang, bang!
That's
There he
not
goes. Listen, we're gonna remember this show for a long time, and that's why you need to see what Killshot has to offer, and you can do that by going to his Instagram page. He's on TikTok, but I can't share the TikTok at the moment. But you can go on Instagram, and you can follow him and see what he's up to. And you can
that will be in my bio. Come soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, I know TikTok. It's sometimes I can put the link up, sometimes I can't. TikTok's weird. It's like sometimes I can share the profile, and other times I can't. But I know Instagram we can share, and it's got all that good stuff on there, and it's got all the stuff you're up to right now. And I definitely am going to remember tonight for a very, very long time on Sportswire, because it was like a Kill Bill episode, but rather it's a Killshot episode. But we know we love you, but I like to look at Uma Thurman more. But maybe you'll have the Uma Thurman-like powers when it comes to your opponents. I don't know. And it was very interesting. Thank you, Zilla.
I wouldn't call it Kill Bill. I'm more of what you call a Blade.
Oh, well, they're talking about one more Blade movie. I love Blade. I have my John Wick shirt on, so I love all that stuff. So, who knows? Maybe we'll get Wesley Snipes on Sportswire. You never know at this point. I mean, listen, I wouldn't be surprised. Who knows who comes on here? But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will be here a couple of times tomorrow night. We'll be here at 8 o'clock first for the team of Peanut Butter and Jealous with Andrew Lovelace and Max Hammer. They haven't been here in about a year, and they'll be back. And then at some point after that, we'll have on the YBW champion, Dominic. And yes, that would certainly be a flower pot from, I think, Mr. Harrison's.
No, this was more of my
final. I get it. Maybe the final flowers for your opponents. You're going to, when they bury them, right?
Include, I'm going to personally bury this next to an asylum. And I'm going to trap you in my head. Come psycho. You're going to live with my nightmares now. You're going to know what it's like to walk into the asylum. Because I'm not only, I'm going to end this like this. Not only a psycho. We know Harley Quinn, right?
I saw the movie.
Let's say I got a friend, and you know her, April.
I knew you were going there.
She got a character named Harley Quinn. I have another friend, Darius.
I know Darius. I definitely know Darius very well.
His little character, my nephew, Harry Quinn. We are known as the Quins for a reason. They used to call me Mr. J for nothing. Come on, Batsies! Let's have some fun!
Well, famously, Michael Keaton's character in Batman said, "You want to get nuts? Well, Killshot's going to get nuts. He's going to start that this coming weekend."
Yowie!
The psychotic freak, EPW's Elliot Creed, and all of his opponents in OPW. You're going to find that out in the coming days, which is why you're going to want to follow Killshot on Instagram. The EWA, EPW, OPW, TPW. Live it, love it. And he's out. And ladies and gentlemen, Killshot, you can end it as you always do when you're here on Sportswire. You got it. Go ahead. You want to do it.
Remember, like an old friend of mine, I know Robert wanted to bring up Terry Funk. I'm going to bring up a man I know, Wyndham Rotunda. Let me in. Bang!
There's nothing else left to say. That is the infamous Killshot. You will definitely see him back on Sportswire Radio real soon. Please follow all the wonderful companies that he is a part of, regardless of some of the things you've seen here tonight. And live it and love it and do so. And my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally, with all music and wrestling matters. I want to thank everybody for their support. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be here tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, and then at 10:45 Eastern time. So you get 2 for the price. When I wasn't here yesterday, we make up for it tomorrow. But until then, hit the sub button for us. Support us. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, where all music and wrestling matters. Have a wonderful night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.